Ian, what's the most challenging aspect of this week from a coaching point of view?
Playing the South Africans on Saturday. You know, if you look at the week, we've playing them here in Newlands, and it's always a massive task, one we get really excited for. So it's just the overall process doesn't change a bit. We've just got to do everything we can to get ready. Like every team, we have issues with travel. This is our hard week from that sense, and just got to be really smart with the time we use. But at the end of the day, nothing changes. We've got a big test match on Saturday.
Have you changed a lot of the approach since you first started doing this in 2012 as to the way you approach, maybe particularly that Thursday session or getting to that point?
Not really. I think, every year we're adding something and tweaking something, but, you don't have to be Einstein to know that this week's not so much about training hard. We got here, it's a big travel day Monday, and every team in this championship has a week like this, and this is ours, and so we've just got to make sure we're really smart. We've got to get energy levels high. We've got to get the brain adjusted and clear, and we've got to do that at a stage that we can't do a lot of on-field stuff. So different techniques, but overall, like at the end of the day, we want to be at the same spot as we normally are on a Saturday.
So with that, where it's more having that mental clarity rather than repetition of training something, do you find the players respond to that quite quickly because there is no other choice?
Yeah, well, I think the key is there's no other choice. So you've got no choice but to respond quickly, and if we don't do it well, then that shows in a poor performance. And it's a slightly different angle of how you prepare, but the goal of what you want to achieve out of your preparation is the same. You want to have everyone on the same page, understanding what we want to do, how we want to do it, and how we adapt and adjust during a game. And in a normal week, you're able to do a lot of that scenario stuff on the training ground. Here you can't.
Do you find the approach of the Springboks very different this year to how it was last year?
Sorry, in terms of what?
In terms of their approach, they feel they're attacking a lot more, they've evolved their game in that aspect. How do you felt?
Yeah, I think they are. And, I think they had us under a lot of pressure. They had a lot of possession the last time we played in that first 40, and particularly, and they certainly have a desire to play, and I think we've seen that in the Australian Argentinian tests they've played as well. So, they've, you have to ask them, I guess, but they've got a plan about how they want to go about things, and like everything is when you want to play a little bit more, it comes with its risks, but it also comes with rewards, and we've got to make sure they don't get too many rewards on Saturday. But when you want to change the way you play, it does take a little time to get that right. And like I think I've said earlier, is that we've been going through the same process this year ourselves. We haven't been as smooth as what we'd like at times, and I think we saw that last week. So, I guess we're both trying to get better at what we want to do.
Is it hard as a coach to have the patience and, not just want it to go straight away?
Is it hard as a coach to have patience? Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the key thing is understanding where you want to go, and then I guess it's having the belief and the faith as a group that that's the right way to go, and then you just got to keep riding through the moments that don't work so well. So it's and that's the position. I mean, we're coming off that, aren't we, from Buenos Aires, where a lot of what we did early was really, really good. A lot of what we did later on wasn't, and so fortunately we had enough points on the board that it wasn't becoming a significant issue. But we've got to get better at what we do and keep trusting what we do. So that's our main focus.
What did you put, having had a chance to have a look at the tape, I'm assuming a few times now, what did you put what happened in the second half down to? I know Argentina deserves some credit for the way they pressured, but the way the team reacted, what did you notice?
Well, I think first of all, we've got to stop putting a but at the end of some of those sentences. Like, we say, you've got to give some credit to Argentina. Well, you've got to give a lot of credit to Argentina. That third quarter, they played really well and held on the ball a lot and really did to us a lot of what South Africa did to us early in Albany, is that they really took it to us, carried hard, and we were hanging in there for a while. But it's when we had the opportunity to put the pressure back on them that we didn't get the calmness in our game, and we started to look for too many things. We had too many people seeing different pictures, and we weren't connected. So, and that just snowballed in that last 15 minutes.
Is that easy to fix?
Yeah, well, it's easy to identify, and like everything at Test match rugby, it's often looks easy, sounds easy, but there's a lot of pressure out there, and trying to execute what you know's right under a lot of pressure, under a lot of different circumstances, it's not easy. So yes, we're working hard on it. We've identified what the issues were, and now we just got to start the process of sorting that out.
Yeah, and they say success is a very bad teacher. Management books and that. How do you keep players and all of your staff grounded? Because you have unprecedented success. They say you learn a tremendous amount from failure. That word doesn't happen very often to you in your team. Failure.
Well, I guess it depends how you define success and failure, doesn't it? I guess the world looks at success and failure by win and loss, and so that's one way you can look at it. The other way to look at it is, were we that successful with the way we played in the second half at Argentina? No. And so it's a matter of saying, okay, well, can we get better? Yes, and that's what drives us. And so it's not hard. It's not hard. You know, we certainly, there's no complacency in what we want to do, and we want to put a sort of an 80-minute performance on the park. We don't think we've done that yet, and that's our driver.
Ian, you don't think the 57-0 in Albany was an 80-minute performance, as good as it can get? Can you still get better than that?
Look, it was a special game. There's no doubt about that. But did we do it the next week? The answer is no. And you know, you just got to look back at our first test in Sydney. We had a pretty special 40-50 minutes, and then a pretty forgettable next 30. And the next week we went to Dunedin and we got out of jail. So, you know, I think what's happened in the past is a very poor indicator of what's going to happen next, and we've just got to make sure that, you know, as far as we're concerned, we're playing the South Africans in South Africa, and these are special test matches. If you look through the last 3 or 4 test matches over here, there have been some amazing games, and we've had to put everything on the line to get the result we wanted.
Yeah, and on that note, you've obviously had some great results for the years, but it seems you saved your best for the Springboks in terms of performance. Is that just because they bring up a little bit extra in it?
Yep. Pretty simple answer to that. And, you know, like it's... look, it's hard to explain, but when you're a player out in the middle and it's a South Africa and New Zealand rugby game, there's no quarter given. If it's anything but 100% commitment in your mind, you feel it and it hurts. And so for us, it's they're always special games, and particularly when you come over here and, you know, we haven't played at Newlands for a long time, and it's a ground, you know, steeped in history, and these games are special and we love them.
You've got a huge fan base, especially in Cape Town, in the Western Cape. Just a short message to the fans who've been, I mean, they waited for you guys at the airport. Just a message. I mean, and it's been, I mean, many years since you've played on Newlands, so it's going to be quite an explosive game, I would.
Oh, look, we got an amazing welcome at the airport, and, you know, firstly, we're really appreciative of it. It's, you know, they really get in behind us, and it's a pretty special sort of feeling. You know, they growled us for not coming back for the last 9 or 10 years, and all I'd like to say was not our fault. For some reason, South Africa don't want to play us here, so it's it's special, and to come here and to have locals singing your national anthem outside the bus is pretty cool.